How is it going? I hope everyone's doing well, and thank you for tuning in this video. Today, I'm here with my review for Night 1 of WWE WrestleMania 37. Let's not waste any time and go ahead and jump right into the show, which of course started off with the roster on the stage as well as Vince McMahon. Of course, Vince welcomes everybody to WrestleMania, saying how it's been a hard, year for everybody due to the pandemic, and he's excited that, we were all able to come together and have fans in attendance for WrestleMania this year. Rhea Ripley's on stage being emotional. Everybody in the crowd's excited, hyped up for WrestleMania to begin. And then, of course, we're going to the opening video package, which I thought was great. It was a sequel off of last year's opening video package for WrestleMania, so I definitely thought that was a great touch to implement that into this year's video package. But then the show goes off the rails because immediately the show is delayed due to the weather, which fucking sucked, man. It was everyone was excited, everyone was happy to start WrestleMania, and then it's just like, nope, not happening. It's like the worst fucking edging of your life, honestly. It's just like as soon as you get the climax, like, no, I'm stopping, no more, I getting finished. And that's how it felt, until the show started again. And honestly, it wasn't that long of a wait. It was probably no more than 20 to 30 minute time wait for the show to begin again. But it is what it is. I thought they did a good job pivoting to superstars being interviewed. Yeah, McIntyre, who was all fucking fired up backstage, he seemed like he was legitimately getting pissed off. So I thought they did a good job. It was very New Japan style feel as well, with the wrestlers being interviewed backstage and everything. Try to fill up time. So I thought we got a lot of good stuff in that time period of, them stalling time. And then, of course, once the weather cleared up, they got the clearance to continue the show. Everything started off with the WWE Championship match between Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. But before that, I forgot to mention they had Hulk Hogan and Titus O'Neil come out to try and hype up the crowd. So I don't know why they have these WrestleMania hosts. They don't do anything besides just say hi and that's it. So it is what it is, but yeah, I thought I'd go ahead and mention that because it did happen before the match. But yeah, going back to the WWE Championship match between Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley, I thought this was a hell of an opener for the show. These two men went out there and just beat the holy hell out of each other. I thought it told a great story. You got McIntyre tossing Bobby Lashley around with some belly to bellies. Then you got Bobby Lashley hitting McIntyre with some huge powerhouse moves as well. Match went to the outside. Great storytelling with McIntyre going through Kimura lock several times to the point where I thought Lashley was actually going to top out. So I thought they did a great job of selling that finish in this match to the point where I legitimately thought Lashley could have tapped out to it. A lot of great near falls. McIntyre hitting a trifecta of Future Shock DDTs, hitting 3 of them in a row onto Bobby Lashley. Went for the Claymore early on, but Bobby Lashley was able to, get out of the way of it. But at the end, towards the finish, I loved the finish, but I didn't like how they set it up to it. McIntyre was going for the Claymore, but then MVP was shouting out ringside, which allowed McIntyre to, when he went for it, allowed Lashley to duck out of it. And then Lashley just absolutely destroyed McIntyre, put him into a very deep hurt lock. And then, of course, McIntyre trying to fight out of it, but Lashley just applied more pressure and more pressure. And it was a believable finish to the point where Lashley got the submission victory. The referee waved it off, so Bobby Lashley retains the WWE Championship, which I was very happy about. I love Drew McIntyre, but I feel like Bobby Lashley, he just became WWE Champion, and he's way too hot to lose his championship. So I thought Lashley retaining definitely was the right call. I thought the finish was fantastic. I thought it made both men look great, and especially McIntyre. The way McIntyre's been presented over the last year and how strong they protected him. I thought this finish definitely did him justice. So Lashley retains. Great opening match. I thought it was a great way to start the pay-per-view. And then from there, I'm going to go to the number 1 Contenders Tag Team Turmoil match. Of course, the winners facing the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax for the titles on night 2. Worst match in the show by far, if you ask me. It just I don't know. Nothing seemed like it was clicking there. I will say, Carmella and Billie Kay did have a really good showing as a tag team. I thought they gelled well, and we'd like to see more of them as a tag team in the future. So hopefully, maybe it's something they can go with. But honestly, the Riott Squad I thought had the best performance out of all the teams here. I thought they had a really good showing, getting some nice eliminations, and to the point where I think everyone wanted them to win. But when it came down to it, it came down to the Riott Squad taking on Natalya and Tamina, and then Tamina and Natalya ended up getting the win over the Riott Squad. So they will be facing Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. What is up with the WrestleMania and having this tradition where the least favorite in a multi-person match wins? I'm pretty sure no one really wanted to see Natalya and Tamina win, yet they won. So it is what it is. Like I said, worst match on the show, if you ask me. It wasn't a terrible match, but it really wasn't anything good. Like I said, though, the highlights of it, I thought the Riott Squad looked really good, and I thought, Carmella and Billie Kay had a good showing as a tag team. So those were my takeaways personally from the match. And from there, I'm going to Seth Rollins taking on Cesaro. Of course, Seth Rollins coming out to a brand new theme song, which, judging by the first, hearing of it, doesn't sound too bad, but, definitely does fit Rollins' persona, if you ask me. And him and Cesaro went out there and had an awesome, awesome, awesome match right from the get-go. Cesaro just charging Rollins with a huge uppercut, trying to get a quick victory over Rollins, but Rollins, not allowing him to do it. These two went out there and had a really good fast-paced match, if you ask me. Definitely showed signs of Seth Rollins from 2015, where he just looked absolutely unbelievable in this match, hitting sling blades and showing shades of old Seth Rollins. Hell, one of my favorite spots in this match were when Seth Rollins went for the frog splash. He did a goddamn corkscrew frog splash, which came off absolutely beautifully. But, take nothing away from Cesaro as well. He definitely got his moments in the match. Very early on, he hit the swing, but only did 10 of them, which Rollins was able to get out of. Rollins went for the stomp, but Cesaro was able to avoid it. But then Rollins did the enziguri to Cesaro to set up for another stomp. But he went for the stomp. Cesaro countered it beautifully into an uppercut, then hit the UFO on Rollins, followed by a 23 swing, and then, of course, ended up hitting the neutralizer for the 1-2-3 on Seth Rollins. So Cesaro gets a huge WrestleMania win over Seth Rollins. Very, very happy for him. A lot of great stuff this match, including the first neutralizer Cesaro actually hit, where he kind of like popped Rollins up and caught him into the neutralizer. Thought that was a great spot, and Rollins actually had a pedigree as well in this match. So both them were busting out everything they could and put on a great WrestleMania match, if you ask me. So hopefully going forward, Cesaro gets a huge push, because this would have been a great opportunity to make him a made man. Everyone's behind him. The crowd's going crazy for Cesaro. So if WWE wants to do anything with Cesaro, now is definitely the time. So I'm very happy for Cesaro and absolutely love that match with Rollins. And then from there, I'm going to the Raw Tag Team Championship match with the New Day defending the Raw Tag Team titles against AJ Styles and Omos. One thing I want to point out, absolutely love the graphics of Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston doing the fusion. If anyone knows me, I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan, or just Dragon Ball fan in general, and that popped me huge seeing the graphics of them fusing into their own person. So I absolutely love that during their entrance. But the match itself, it was fine. It was good. AJ was pretty much in a majority of it. Kind of seemed like they were flipping their roles a little bit. It kind of seemed like AJ and Omos were the faces, where New Day were kind of being the heels, even, implementing some of their old New Day heel tactics, the Xavier on being obnoxious on the trombone, Kofi even doing heel stuff in the ring. So I don't know if maybe they might be doing a double turn at some point with the two teams or what. But AJ got worked on until he eventually got the hot tag to Omos, and Omos just absolutely destroyed Kofi and Xavier. He just tossed them around like they're absolutely nothing. Xavier threw a double drop kick, and Omos didn't even move. I thought he looked great. AJ did an awesome spot where he did the phenomenal forearm off of Omos' shoulders, taking out Kofi Kingston, and then Omos just picking Kofi up and just hitting him with a huge double choke slam for the 1-2-3. So AJ Styles and Omos are the brand new Raw Tag Team Champions. Very happy with that. I definitely think those two need to run the Raw Tag Team title division for the for foreseeable future. Don't even think about taking those titles off them anytime soon. Those two need to dominate, and I'm all for it. I thought they had a great showing, and I'm very excited to see what the future holds for AJ Styles and Omos as the tag team champions. So good match, not much to it, but I thought the finish and especially Omos was awesome. So really enjoyed that stuff. And then of course we go to the steel cage match between Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon. Not much of the match. It was all right, but they did have some innovative spots that we don't usually see in steel cage matches, so I'll give them that. Shane tried to outsmart Braun by having Elias and Jackson Riker come out. At one point, Shane was able to put down Braun, hit him with a toolbox, and then hit him with the coast to coast. So it looked like Shane was going to win, was climbing out, but then Braun was able to hit both Elias and Riker off the cage, ended up ripping the cage to bring Shane back in. But then they went back to the top, where Strowman just fucking tossed Shane off of the cage. Like, I thought he was going to throw Shane onto the ground, and that's how Shane was going to win, because I thought, they do the whole thing where Shane would win to outsmart Braun, where we're not outsmart Braun, but Braun would be stupid and chokeslam him through the announce table, and that way Shane would win the match, even though he got his ass kicked. Kind of exactly what they did with Strowman and Kevin Owens a few years ago. But Strowman, I guess, learned from that and end up, just barreling over Shane into the ring. Strowman gets back down, hits a running power slam on Shane for the 1-2-3. So Braun Strowman defeats Shane McMahon. I'm glad he got the win, because he definitely needed it, but honestly, I just didn't expect WWE to give him the win. I thought they'd make him look stupid, but they did the right thing, I guess. So, like I said, the match was fine. The spots they did, it was fun, and like I said, the cage spots they did were pretty innovative. It was mainly just Braun throwing Shane around and Shane just beating the shit out of him with some weapons for a little while, but it was an entertaining cage match. Nothing terrible about it. It was Still better than the women's Turmoil match, so it wasn't the worst match in the show by any means. But yeah, it was fine for what it was. And then, of course, we go to The Miz and John Morrison taking on Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. What an entrance by Bad Bunny, by the way. That entrance was fucking awesome. And the match itself, too, was fucking awesome. Say what you want, but Bad Bunny looked absolutely incredible in this match. He looked better than half the fucking roster, to be perfectly honest. He looked so fucking smooth and crisp in the ring. He wasn't really fucking anything up. He had a goddamn Canadian destroyer, for fuck's sake. Bad Bunny looked fucking incredible in this match. I thought Miz and Morrison definitely did a great job at handling him and carrying him in the match. And yeah, it definitely made me want to see more of Bad Bunny. He looked great. He worked majority of the match as well. I thought for sure, Damian Priest would be in it, and then, Bad Bunny would tag in and get his spots, and that'd pretty much be it. But no, Bad Bunny was in the ring, honestly, 85% of the match. He was in it a very long time. Did a lot of innovative spots as well. Of course, did his signature spot from the Royal Rumble where he did the crossbody to the outside on the Miz and Morrison. So I thought Bad Bunny definitely got an A+ this match, and it was very entertaining. The crowd were losing their minds for Bad Bunny. Everything he was doing, the crowd was just eating it up. So this was a very enjoyable match. I thought it was a lot of fun. A lot of false finishes as well, especially the spot where Damian Priest went for his finish, but then Miz countered that into the Skull Crushers finale. I thought that was a great false finish. Definitely thought Miz and Morrison were actually going to win it there, but no. Ended up coming up, Damian Priest set up Miz, I believe, for Doomsday Device, which Bad Bunny did a crossbody Doomsday Device, I guess you can say, on the Miz, and 1, 2, 3, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest defeat the Miz and John Morrison. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Honestly, I would say that match was probably the most fun I had watching. I wouldn't say that was the best wrestling match, but I'd say that was the most fun match on the show, if you ask me. Just a lot of fun. Bad Bunny looked like he was having the time of his life, so nothing to complain about. Like I said, I'd like to see more of Bad Bunny in the future. Wouldn't mind him wrestling more in the future. So yeah, very, very, very fun match, which led into the main event, which of course was for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Sasha Banks defending against the Women's Royal Rumble winner, Bianca Belair. And match tonight, if you ask me, these two women went out there and had a spectacular match. I thought they were out there, looked like they just knew each other very, very well. They weren't fucking up. They were being very smooth and crisp. Bianca Belair's best showing, if you ask me, minus the Royal Rumble. Well, I'll say this: Bianca Belair's best singles performance in a match, because I've always liked Bianca Belair, but she never really had that match that stood out to me, and I felt like this performance here in this match alone as well with Sasha definitely put her on the map and definitely made her a star. And there's a lot of great stuff in this match. Sasha looked incredible as well. Of course, the big spot at the very beginning where Sasha went for the suicide dive, but Bianca Belair caught her and then just gorilla pressed her, walked her up to the steps, and just tossed her back in the ring. That was great stuff there. And then, of course, you had a bunch of transitions, a bunch of counters. Sasha Banks hitting this beautiful tornado DDT off the ropes. Bianca Belair going for the 450, but man, Sasha got her knees up at the perfect time, and Bianca just absolutely ate Sasha's knees. That was by far the best counter to any splash, or just the best knee counter to any splash I've honestly ever seen. I thought that was a beautiful counter, and just the way it played off, I thought was just awesome. It was definitely an awesome spot. They were just trading blows back and forth. Sasha Banks using Bianca's hair to lock in the Banks statement. I thought was a great touch, to the point where I honestly thought maybe Bianca was going to tap out, but thankfully she didn't. Got to the ropes. Her and Sasha just trade exchanges until Bianca just absolutely whipped the shit out of Sasha with her hair. That sound, the whip, was just so fucking loud. You can even see Sasha's stomach. It just has a huge welt going across her stomach from Bianca's hair. But Bianca did that, was going for KOD, but Sasha was able to counter it. They were just, at this point, just kind of spinning around, countering each other until Bianca got the upper hand. Was able to lift Sasha up, immediately hit a KOD for the 1, 2, 3, and Bianca Belair is your brand new SmackDown Women's Champion. Hell of a match. Hell of a moment to a hell of a WrestleMania. Very happy for those two. They were definitely very emotional before the bell rang, which you can tell they were trying to contain themselves, but they absolutely couldn't. So to me, it made that match that much better to see how emotional they were, and especially Bianca. She was very emotional before, and to see her reaction after when she won, that's just pure emotion you absolutely cannot replicate. And I was very happy for her, and very happy that Sasha Banks was able to get the WrestleMania main event that she always wanted. And I felt like it was a great main event. I definitely think it was better than the first women's main event, honestly, you know, with Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda Rousey. I thought this match was better than that one, and I definitely thought they killed it. And yeah, huge things on the horizon for Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks, obviously, you know, despite her kind of being up and down with her performances, if you ask me. I think obviously the last few years she's been pretty consistent, but beforehand she's kind of been up and down for matches, if you ask me. But I feel like her performance here was top notch, and she definitely made Bianca Belair, if you ask me. And yeah, definitely was a great main event to close, like I said, a great WrestleMania. I thought night one of WrestleMania 37 was a lot of fun. Honestly, I had so much fun watching the show. Probably the most fun I've had watching a main roster show in I don't know how long. Definitely, you know, since the pandemic started last year. So yeah, maybe since Royal Rumble last year, it was probably the most fun I had watching a WWE show. And obviously that had a live crowd, and this show had a live crowd as well. So yeah, just a very fun WrestleMania. Made me very, very excited for night 2 tomorrow. Just a lot of great wrestling, a lot of great moments. The finishes too were just absolutely insane. I feel like almost every match had a fucking great finish. So that just makes it that much better, if you ask me. And yeah, I thought night 1 was a lot of fun. And like I said, I'm very excited for night 2 tomorrow, and I can't wait for it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please feel free to leave a like below. And of course, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching the video.